In this video, we're going to have a look at Metabo's class-topping 9-inch grinder, the WEPBA 26-230 MVT Quick. What that stands for: W. Winkelschleifer in German, angle grinder in English. E. Electronics. P. Paddle switch. B. Brake. A. Auto balancer. 26, the rated input power of 2600 watt. 230, the grinding wheel size of 230 millimeters. MVT, Metabo Variotech side handle. Quick, the quick locking nut. Now let's have a look at the scope of delivery. This is the Metabo box it comes in. You get the machine, inner support flange, a manual, 230 guard, quick locking nut, and the Metabo Variotech side handle. Now we'll assemble the accessories to show you the full features of the machine. The machine comes with a 4-meter power cable, paddle switch, which is a dead man switch, should something happen to the operator. The back handle locks into 3 different positions depending on the angle you're working at. It's got electronic soft start, restart, and overload protection, as well as an electronic clutch that kicks in should your abrasive bite into the material you're cutting. The warning light indicates overload. Some other features are the fast brake that stops the machine in 2.5 seconds, as well as MVT together with the auto balancer for less vibration. It has a Metabo marathon motor with patented dust protection for longer service life. The motor runs at 6,600 RPM, no load speed. The side handle fixes into 1 to 3 positions for ease of use, and the quick nut for tool-free removal of abrasives.
We've just had a look at one of the 9-inch grinders in Metabo's range, being the WEPBA 26-230 MVT. We're going to do some practical demonstrations and putting it up against the standard Metabo W26-230. Now, the similarities with these two machines ends in the armature, field coil, marathon motor. Marathon motor, what that means, the armature and field coil windings are epoxy coated. Reason for that is that typical bad habit of the operators, while the machine is still running, they put it down. Now, at the back of the machine here are all your intake vents, and as you put the machine down, these iron filings get sucked in and go through the motor and cut away and chafe away at the windings, which causes a short and blows your motor. Quite an expensive repair. That's where the similarities of these two machines end. And W standing for Winkelschleifer or Winkelschleifer in German, angle grinder. The next letter we're going to look at is the E for electronic. There are 2 demos I would like to show you. The first one is the soft start. Now, soft start, we will start this machine and you will hear it start instantaneously. High torque, not as safe, not as much control. And when we start this machine, you will hear it start up slowly. Let's do this one first. Listen to the sound and the start, flat out. Please start that machine. You can clearly hear that machine start slower, and the benefit of that is that with an instantaneous start like that, it draws a huge amount of amps, and should you be using it on a generator, the machine tends to get hurt, and that's why we as Metabo recommend never to use a 26-230 on a generator, but rather the smaller 2400 watt, 2200 watt. Should you be using this on a generator, it must be over 6.5 kVA, voltage regulator, and please use the soft start. The other thing is with a soft start, you've got more control, you don't have that instant torque. The second benefit to having the electronic unit in the grinder is the restart protection. Now, what that does is, should you be using the grinder cutting a piece of steel and you have unexpected power interruption, when it kicks back in unexpectedly, your disc might jam or shatter, injuring the operator. So what we're going to do, we're going to simulate this power interruption. While the demonstrator is running the machine, I'm going to unplug it. When I reconnect the power to the machine, you will see it will not fire up. So let's do that. Please start the machine. We're going to reconnect the power. As you can see, the machine does not restart. The restart protection light is flashing. All you have to do as the operator is now release the trigger switch. Release the switch. You see the restart protection light goes off and the machine goes back to normal operation, because now you're expecting the machine to start. You in full control. Please start the machine. The next letter we're going to look at is the P in WEPBA. The P stands for paddle switch, which is pretty much a 4-finger switch, which is for ergonomics. So when the operator is grinding for longer extended hours, he does not get a cramp in his hand and he's comfortable using all 4 fingers. The next letter being the B, which stands for brake. We're going to demonstrate that quickly now, and how we're going to do that is I will start the standard machine without a brake. My demonstrator will tell me cut, I will release the switch, and he will give a rough indication of how many seconds it takes for this blade to stop spinning. Then we'll do it with the braked unit. I will tell him when to cut the machine, and I will give you an indication, and we'll see more or less back to back how effective this brake will work. All right, please tell me when to stop. We're talking anywhere between 5 and 6 seconds for this disc to stop spinning. Now let's do it with the braked unit. As you can see, between 2 and 3 seconds. So it stops the disc in half the time. Now the safety feature of that is, should the operator stumble, be on a scaffold, accidentally release the grinder, before that machine hits the ground or hurts somebody, the disc stops spinning. The next letter in WEPBA is the A we're going to look at. A being the auto balancer. Auto balancer is the flange behind your abrasive disc. Over here on the standard unit, you have roughly a 5mm steel flange. On this auto balance unit, you have a much thicker unit. Now, this is what this is. It is actually a bearing, your rear flange. And here we have a sample with a clear cover on to show you what's going on in that bearing. It's a bearing with only 6 balls running in the ball bearing. Use for that is that wherever you have a chip or a breakaway causing the disc to be unbalanced, those balls run around to balance it out. Same as on a wheel in a car, when you add weight or take weight off, this moves the weight to balance it out. There are 2 benefits to that. Balancing the weight, the entire machine is balanced. So as the operator, you have less vibrations going through your hands. Too many vibrations through your hands, you have what you call the white hand effect. If you hold your hand like that, and you can see white hand effect, very bad blood flow, which causes thrombosis and long-term disability to the operator. The second benefit is mechanical benefit. An angle grinder is supposed to shave steel off and not chop it away. If it were to chop it away, your abrasive disc disintegrates very quickly. When it shaves, it's more efficient, more effective, and your disc lasts up to 7 times longer. Therefore, auto balance, larger flange at the bottom. We're going to do one final demo, and what we're going to show you is how powerful this motor is and how effortlessly it'll cut through a solid 25mm round bar, cutting slices, 1 or 2 cuts. The way you can see the strength of this machine, just have a look at the volume and distance of spark. Please. hope this demonstrated it in some way by the sheer volume of spark and hardly any RPM drop cutting a 25mm solid steel bar, that just how powerful these machines are. Should you have any further questions on any of the Metabo grinder range, please contact Metabo South Africa or else go to your nearest Metabo dealer.